Hi, this is Bisharup Tarafdar from India Astrologer. In this video, I'm going to talk about remedies for Rahu. So I'm going to talk about when Rahu is afflicted, when Rahu is giving you hardship or giving you misery in life, how to mitigate that, how to reduce that by doing astrological remedies. So first of all, I need to mention when you need to do this. Means when you know that your Rahu is giving you hard times or when your Rahu is giving you misery. So you need to know that from the horoscope. So first and foremost thing which I tell you is that it's not that Rahu Dasha which gives you misery. It can so happen that you have excellent Rahu Dasha, but still at other times you might suffer because of Rahu. You might not be knowing why it is so. So now I'll explain you how to identify when you are being, when Rahu is suffering you. To know that, you have to understand Rahu is a planet which eclipses Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon happens to be the most dreaded enemy of Rahu. So when Rahu sits in the same house with Sun or Moon in a horoscope, it is called eclipse. It is called Grahan Dosh in astrology. So whenever you'd be seeing that you have Sun and Moon in the same house with Rahu, that means your Grahan Dosh is operating, and if you're running the Dasha of Sun or Moon, you are definitely bound to suffer in that period. What you need to see in that case is that you need to see how close Rahu and Sun or Moon is in longitudes. If it is very close, the eclipse is even intense. If it is far away, the eclipse is a moderate eclipse. So basically that you have to see. Not only that, you not only have to see the conjunction of Rahu and Sun or Moon in Rashi chart, you have to see the same thing in divisional charts as well. For example, important divisional charts like Navamsa chart, D9 chart, Dasamsa chart, D10 chart, Panchamsa chart, D5 chart, Hora chart, D2 chart, and Shashtiyamsa chart, D60 chart. Or even other charts also as it is. It depends on the relevancy of a particular native. If a particular native is old, even the D6, D30, those charts are also relevant for that native as well. So most importantly, what you have to see the conjunction of Rahu with Sun or Moon in D1, Rashi chart, D9, Navamsa chart, D10, Dasamsa chart, D5, Panchamsa chart, and D2, Hora chart. These are the most essential, important charts which has to be seen, and you have to see whether Sun or Moon are conjoined with Rahu or not. Another important thing is not only the Sun Dasha or Moon Dasha, in that case you'd be suffering, you can suffer in other Dashas also. How to identify that? You have to see in any of the divisional charts, you have to see whether you're running the Dasha of a planet who is positioned in the sign Leo when Sun is eclipsed by Rahu. You have to see Dasha of a planet positioned in Cancer when Moon is eclipsed by Rahu. That means, I mean to say, if the dispositor is having a Grahan, in that case the planet whose dispositor is having a Grahan is also suffering because of the Grahan Dosh. For example, you are running a Dasha of, for example, Budh, Mercury, and Mercury is cleanly placed in the sign of Leo in your Navamsa chart, and you are running the Dasha of Sun, and Sun is eclipsed in your Navamsa chart by Rahu. That means to say when the Mercury Dasha operates, you'd be suffering on account of relationships, because Mercury depositor, Sun is eclipsed by Rahu in the Navamsa chart, so you'd be suffering on account of relationship during that time. Got it? For example, if you have Shukra in Cancer, for that example, afflicted by no planet, but the dispositor Sun, Moon is having a Grahan in the D10 chart. For example, dispositor Moon is close to Rahu in the D10 chart, and Shukra is in the Cancer in your D10 chart. That means on the Shukra Dasha, when the Shukra Dasha would be operating, you'd be suffering on account of career, since it is a Dashamsa chart under consideration. And Shukra is in Cancer, the dispositor Moon is conjoined with Rahu in D10 chart. This is the way you have to find whether the dispositor is having a Grahan or Sun or Moon is having Grahan with Rahu. And if the Dasha of that corresponding planet runs, it's not the Dasha of Rahu which is going to make you suffer. It's the Dasha of Sun or Moon or the planet whose dispositor is having an eclipse. You are suffering on the Dasha of that planet. You might have excellent Rahu Dasha. I'm telling you again and again. You might have excellent Rahu Dasha, but it is the Dasha which is make you suffer is if it is a Sun or Moon who is having eclipse, or the dispositor whose dispositor is having an eclipse. Yeah. So now the question is how to reduce the effect of Rahu. That's more important. Now you know when you are under the clutches of Rahu Now you have to know how to reduce it and how to mitigate it and how to reduce it. First of all, I'll tell you the mantra thing, how by chanting mantra, how you can reduce Rahu effect. The first and foremost thing which one needs to know is that one needs to worship goddess Durga if Rahu is making you suffer in a horoscope. If you chant the first chapter of Durga Saptasati, it will be advisable. Or if you chant Rahu mantra, by that I mean if you chant the mantra Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Rahave Nama. If you chant this mantra 108 times, it is like pleasing Rahu, and Rahu is to some extent kept under control if you chant this mantra 108 times. There is another way of pleasing Rahu is to worship Lord Shiva or the avatar of Shiva, that is Kal Bhairav. If you worship Kal Bhairav, the avatar of Shiva, Rahu is kept under check. You can do Rudra Vishekam on Mondays by pouring milk and water in Shiv Linga, at the same time chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra 324 times. That's one way of pleasing Rahu as well. And Mahamrityunjaya mantra, I'll repeat it for you. I believe that you'd be knowing it also, but if you don't know it, you know it now. Trambakam Gajamay Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urba Rukmaya Vandana Mrittur Mokshi Amamritam. This is the mantra, Mahamrityunjaya mantra. If it is chanted 324 times on Monday with water and milk being poured in Shivlinga, it is one of the remedies of Rahu. Now I'll tell you some of the upayas, how you can, for example, you might not be Hindu, you might not be very much not in a situation to chant mantras the way I told you. You can do another way. There are some other ways of pleasing Rahu as well. First and foremost thing is that if you stay in a joint family, if you stay in a big house with your parents there, that is one of the remedy of Rahu. For example, if you have Rahu suffering going on, and if you stay in a joint family or if you stay in a big family with your parents, that is one way of doing Rahu remedy. If you feed birds, that is one of the remedy of Rahu. If you gift your lover with some article made of copper, that is also one way of pleasing Rahu. If you keep water in the southwest corner of your house, that is also one way of pleasing Rahu. If you wear a blue dress, it is also one way of pleasing Rahu. You should not be taking free gift from anybody if you are having Rahu problem happening in your horoscope. You should be covering your head with turban, cap or scarf of blue in color. That's also one way of pleasing Rahu. You should be keeping feather of peacock with you. Feather of peacock with you. That's also one way of pleasing Rahu. You should be drinking in silver utensils. You should be drinking water or drinking whatever you drink in silver utensils. You should be keeping an elephant made of silver with you in your house. You should be keeping a silver ball in your wallet all the time. You should be pouring milk in the water which you take for bath for 43 days continuously. You should be keeping radish. If you're having marital problem because of Rahu, you should be keeping radish on the bed, on the pillow of your spouse, and pour it into a flowing water on every Saturday. You'd be keeping the radish for all the week, entire week in the bedside of your spouse, and throw it in the flowing water on every Saturday morning. You have to do it for 5 Saturdays. And there's another way. If you want to sleep nicely, if you are suffering by Rahu, you have to keep fennel leaves under your pillow to sleep well when you are under the clutches of Rahu. You have to keep your roof clean if you want to keep Rahu at a distance. Roof of your house clean. Yeah. These are the mantras, remedies, what you can do with Rahu. And one more thing, I believe that as an astrologer I mentioned the gem remedy. The gem remedy for Rahu is to wear a gumit or a hesonite. We call it gumit in Hindi or Sanskrit. We call it hesonite in English. If you wear a gemstone of hesonite or gumit, that will be helpful for Rahu problems. And generally when Rahu is afflicted in a chart, what it does is that it eclipses a thing. It doesn't let you be successful in the matter in which it is making you suffer. For example, if it's in Navamsa chart with relationship, if it's in the Dasamsa chart is career, if it's in the main chart health, if it's in other charts, whatever the area the chart has to promise, that is coming under that becomes unsuccess. Then a person is unable to get success in that matter of life if Rahu is operating. Generally, one is get cheated in the Rahu period. If Rahu is operating in a negative way, one gets cheated and one suffers from stomach ailments or ailments of stomach when Rahu is afflicted. This is a very general way, but doesn't mean that you'd be suffering only stomach or you'd be having only cheating case. It can be anything. It can be anything. It depends on which chart Rahu is afflicting you. But general conception is that when Rahu is afflicted, these are the areas which gets afflicted. So we have discussed about when the Rahu remedy has to be done, the mantras of Rahu, all the upayas of Rahu. I believe we covered everything. We covered mantra, we covered upayas, we covered when Rahu has to be done. Yeah, we covered everything. Now I'll tell you one thing. So get your horoscope checked, know, or if you know how to see the horoscope, just see all this important charts, see D10 chart, D9 chart, see Rashi chart, and figure it out whether you need to do a Rahu remedy. And if it is this case, you just make a note what exactly would be suitable for you to do. Not necessarily you have to do all the things which I mentioned. You can do any on one of them or few of them to get a solution to the problem to some extent at least by pleasing Rahu. So wish you all of you wish you a very happy Rahu remedy, and God bless you. Thank you for visiting this, listening to this video.